Good morning, Dr. Robinson. It's such a pleasure to have you with us here today. How are you?
I'm fine, Michelle, and you?
Great.
How are you?
Great.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Blessing to have you. So I just want to, ladies and gentlemen, introduce Dr. Stephanie Robinson. Dr. Robinson is an absolute trailblazer in our space here in education. She started back in the day as the director of education for the National Urban League, and she was also a former deputy superintendent in Kansas City. How I met Stephanie was when she was with EdTrust. She was a founding member and a principal partner with EdTrust. For those of us in this space, we know that that is a huge accomplishment. So thank you for that organization. It is just really helped me from a legislative perspective understand what's going on at all times and how it relates to different issues and how, you know, the legislation is affecting everything and moving forward. And having the opportunity to work with you in some of that language and conversation many years ago has just propelled my career forward. And so I just want to take a moment to thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you for saying that. It's nice of you to say.
Absolutely. And so with everything you have done, I had to hear your voice and understanding what Black History Month means to you.
Thanks for asking that question, because it gave me an opportunity to reflect on what it means. And I think it means the opportunity to focus on what's important for us as African Americans, Black people, to do to make stuff better.
Yes.
And reflection, you know, we don't do a lot of that. We're busy living and doing the things that we think need to be done. But again, I want to thank you for the opportunity to reflect. And in doing so, I thought about Dr. King, and I thought about the choices. I thought about the choices he made.
Yes.
And I thought about, I began to think about what propelled him to make the choice to walk across that bridge, knowing, the consequences, physical danger, but also not knowing what the ramifications would be. Do you know what I mean? And what courage that took. What courage that took to make that choice. So, and in thinking about education, the most damaging thing the lack of educational opportunity does is limit your choices. One of the most damaging things, of course, is limit the choices that you think you can make for yourself and your family or your life. So the work I think we do in education, not only giving people information, but it's also widening their ability to make choices that benefit them and people around them, and hopefully society at large, and for Black people.
So let me ask you a question. As a woman doing this for so many years, what is your advice for others that have gone through and faced the struggles of being a minority in the workplace, a minority in education? What's your advice for all of us out here?
Don't take yourself so serious. I mean, keep some humor in it. I don't know that I would have survived some of those darkest times if you couldn't find sometimes it's dark humor, but I think it's just important because humor does a lot of things. It gives you a perspective. It just lets you see, for me anyway, it served to tamp down some anxiety sometimes, to set other people at ease, to broaden your perspective. Broaden your perspective.
It's such a pleasure to hear from you today. I know that your hands are still tied in the work. I have been in some meetings recently of you hearing your name with disparity data and other items. So I know that you haven't fully retired, and we're super excited about the contributions you're still helping us with. But I just want to thank you so much for joining me for a quick moment today. Thank you for everything you have done with EdTrust during your superintendency and at your time with the Urban League, which not a lot of people these days understand the impact that organization has. Certainly in the 90s, that was our organization to go to make change systemically from a minority perspective, from a digital divide perspective. And so thank you for everything. And we honor you today, Dr. Robinson. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity. It was great to see you.
Absolutely. You too.
Yeah.
Take care.
Keep in touch.